So for many people who've never bought a vintage item in their lives, how would you suggest they get into it? Maybe start with a t-shirt or?
Exactly, man. You got vintage music band tees are a good way to start. It's a good way to kind of have a date on something without having to really do a lot of research. Knowing that this shirt's probably, from the 70s or 80s or something like that.
Yeah, we know that the Stones were probably on tour in '78 here.
Exactly.
It's a good place to start.
Yeah.
Or Beethoven, maybe. That's a little harder to date, a little older.
Yeah.
Once you graduate from the t-shirt, you start to migrate over to denim eventually. And you guys have a lot of amazing denim jackets. Like, how would you suggest somebody get through this or start to look for, maybe the perfect dead stock one or one that's got the perfect wear? Like, how do you guide this process? Like, look at what you have on here.
These jackets right here specifically are going to be what's called a Type 3. This is the most accessible denim jacket that you can find in the vintage world. Going older, you're definitely going to have more of a hard time finding sizes. I think for all intents and purposes, going to a nice Type 3 is always a good place to go into denim, because it teaches you about the history of the jackets and of the brand at the same time.
And when we're looking at the wear on this jacket, it's so beautiful. And you see $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 designer denim jackets that have this pre-made wear on them. And if you look at something like this, it would take a long time for somebody to really kind of make this look perfect. And yet in this case, you'll never find another one that's exactly like it. You'll never find the wear pattern on your jacket exactly like it. And I think that's the beauty of it.
It is. You're picking up stories and putting together history, not only of maybe a region, but possibly of the entire country.
You walk in here and there's a wall of denim. And most people that come in are in search of the perfect jean.
Yep.
Take me through some of the ways to think about that.
Well, that's what everybody says when they first come in is, how do I find the perfect pair of jeans? I like to show them dark ones to begin with because it gives them a chance to put their own wear into it. It's not something that, you can just buy and put on. It's actually your own wear. And being from an old pair of jeans, I think that adds even more character to it. You can go for a slightly more washed pair, something a little bit faded but still dark. It gives a little bit of versatility with the colors that you want to wear. You can also get the perfect wash, something like this, where it's very worn in. You can see it has the character of paint splatters. It has nice highs and lows. You can see that there's a lot of different wear that's been put into it over the years. And if you were to feel it, you could tell that it's very soft. So that's often the most desirable type of pant that most people want to find here when they come in, is just the perfect pair that has the right amount of wear and character.
This is really it for me.
And so you can always go with the lighter pair as well. This is something that's been washed a lot more. You can see it has less highs and lows, but it's still a good pair because it'll be very soft and comfortable to wear.
In a lot of cases, I think it comes down to comfort. Like, you put these on and they already feel like a pair of jeans that you've owned for 20 years.
Yes. And that's the beauty of it, that somebody's actually put in the wear for you. And I think that can be a cool thing, because you're carrying on the story of that person and their clothes and whatever work they did in them.